Welcome to the Driving the World podcast series. I'm your host, Culley Holland. Today we are coming to you from AGMA Motion and Power Expo, and we have Adam Gimpert with Helios Gear. Hey Adam, how's it going? Thank you so much for joining the podcast. It's really a pleasure for you to sit in with us today.
Culley, thanks for having me.
So first of all, for the folks out there listening, just go ahead and introduce yourself and your company and kind of like the 10,000 foot view of what y'all do.
Sure, yeah, I'm Adam Gimpert with Helios Gear Products. We are primarily a machine tool distributor, but we're completely focused on gear manufacturers in North America today. And we really try to be a partner like everybody, to help them be successful. We do that with machine tools, consumable tools, engineering services, with our expertise being gear manufacturing.
Very cool. So you have the tool, you have the machines that create the gear manufacturing, and you also mentioned engineering, which is always a great support for customers to have. So what are some industries that you find your machines winding up in?
Automotive, of course. Yeah, automotive, whether we don't focus so much on automotive OEMs, but tier 1 and tier 2 automotive suppliers is a strong influence for our business. Whether it's hobbing machines or cutting tools, hobbing tools. But we also plug in with our perishable abrasives.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know this about Helios, is that we supply quite a number of honing solutions, so gear honing. So honing rings and diamond dressing gears.
Okay.
So you think about an automotive transmission today, they are producing millions of gears at an aerospace quality. It's incredible what the automotive sector does today. So we help them do that with the honing process specifically. So automotive is huge. Of course, aerospace is another sector that's important to everybody, and that's higher quality gearing, high precision, usually requires some grinding. But one common thread to all gearing is that hobbing as a process is still fairly fundamental.
Right. So dealing with automotive and aeronautics, those two fields, I mean, you definitely have to be producing some of the highest quality you can because they're two very demanding industries. How does your engineering support that you mentioned play a role in that?
Yeah, well, I'll stick with the grinding application specifically. So we have engineers that go on site to help support, troubleshoot, do testing and trials for different grinding specifications for the wheels. Specifically. So we're talking feeds of course, can be tweaked and honed in, but also grit sizes, grit types, bond types. I mean, there's a whole world of technology there. So we do have a team of people dedicated to that expertise needed. So that's required. Then we have more of the everyday job shop type engineering support.
Right.
Cycle times, reverse engineering, contract inspection work. So littler shops, entrepreneurial shops that need their gears analytically inspected. They might not have an analytical inspection machine, but we can still do that turnaround type job in under a week and get them a print and help them support that process by looking at a chart. What are my profiles? What are my leads? Where's my index? And make a better gear in the end.
Right. I mean, that's the goal, always. And it sounds like you support way more than just your machines. You're supporting your customers directly too. And that leads me to believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you guys have customizable options, or you can customize the machines to fit your customers' needs?
Yeah, you bet. I'll pinpoint, we can do this with power skiving, but hobbing is most common to people in the industry. So we have a number of hobbing machines in a line that range from a machine suited to parts up to about 40 millimeter OD. And the largest is a 1 meter OD machine.
That is a good range,
right?
Yeah.
So the whole thing is there. So when a customer comes to us and says, I need a machine, well, we really need to look at the family of parts. What kind of work are they quoting? Where do they see the vision of their company in the future? So today maybe they're cutting no larger than a 4 or 5 inch gear, but hey, maybe they need way more. They're looking at opportunities that if they had the machine that goes up to 8 inches, 12 inches, that would open up doors for them. So it's really a fun conversation to have with customers, right? You're thinking about the future and also the practicality of what they're doing today on the shop floor.
Right, where they are and where they're going and how Helios is just going to support that all along the way. So if a customer wanted to get in touch with you, what's the best way to reach out, maybe get some more information?
Yeah, the website is of course the quickest and easiest place, heliosgearproducts.com. Do a Google search on us, of course, you'll find us out there. We try to have a strong presence on social media.
Very
so
nice.
if you're following gear manufacturing as a tag somewhere, you'll probably see us. But we love to connect with people in the industry and learn more about what's happening out there.
Very cool. I mean, we got connected up here at this show, and it's been a blast.
Yeah, how has the show been?
The show's been great. It's been a lot of fun. I've met a lot of people, shook a lot of hands. Going to try and remember them all at the end of the day. So that's one of the fun struggles of coming to shows like this. Is keeping everybody in line, faces with names. So it's been a lot of fun and getting out there connecting with a lot of folks in the industry. Is there anything else you want to add to Helios before we wrap this up, or kind of touch on most of the things?
You know, Helios is an interesting little distributor. We really are a distribution company. We do a little bit of machine design and assembly, but the majority of our work is distribution. So it puts me in an interesting place to try to create some mission and vision for what we do to serve the industry. And it's a little bit what you said about having different suppliers around the world, and how do you support your customer base locally in a very global economy today. Whether you're competing against somebody else here at the show or somebody on the other side of the world, you need really good partners, people you've met, good networking to make sure you succeed into the future. So I try to bring that to my day-to-day work at Helios.
It's awesome you say that, because SEW has a saying that is act locally, think globally.
Yeah.
So It sounds like you can kind of fit into that as well, where we have our local customers and we take care of them, but we're also always trying to look at the bigger picture and reach out and be as helpful as possible.
Totally, I agree with that. That's a good saying. I like it.
Yeah, if you like stealing it, I won't get mad at you. But thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you sitting down at the podcast today.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the opportunity.